Hey guys, today I'll be ranking the top 10 RTS games I played on my channel. So RTS means real-time strategy games. I played quite a few on my channel so far, and yeah, we're just gonna go down the list. These are my top 10 favorites. So number 10 is going to be Rise of Nations Extended. This came out in 2014, developed by Big Huge Games, and obviously it's a PC game, as most RTS games are. And I did this video back, 2016, so more than 6 years ago, 6.5 years ago. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, what I like about Rise of Nations is I actually prefer Rise of Nations to Age of Empires. They have some similarities, but Rise of Nations it has way more resources, first of all, than Age of Empires. I think it's also a little bit more in-depth than Age of Empires is. So there's a lot more of the diplomacy stuff and the trading stuff that you can do in this game. So personally, I prefer Rise of Nations. They're both published by Microsoft, but and they both deal with historical eras. But personally, yeah, I prefer Rise of Nations a little bit more than Age of Empires. So anyways, this is going to be my number 10 pick. I like Rise of Nations. It's just, yeah, all the historical stuff. You can go through so many different ages, more ages than Age of Empires actually, and so many different factions you can play as. So yeah, just generally a great RTS game. So that's my number 10. Number 9 is going to be Halo Wars 2. This game actually surprised me. I didn't expect Halo Wars and Halo Wars 2 to be this good, but when I played it, I was like, wow, this game is actually pretty fun. Like, it's a sci-fi RTS, which I love. And yeah, just a lot of cool units and stuff you can build. This was released 2017, developed by 343 Industries, who's the developer of Halo. Yeah, I didn't expect a spin-off Halo RTS game to be good, but I actually really enjoyed it. Yeah, just love the units and stuff.
Oh my god, look how huge this is.
Yeah, wow, I just summoned like a huge one.
That's my super unit, I guess.
Super unit there. But yeah, I really enjoyed playing this game. Halo Wars 2. I think it's kind of an underrated RTS. It actually came out fairly recently for an RTS game, considering there isn't that many RTS games released these days. So yeah, Halo Wars is probably one of the more recent ones, but I definitely enjoyed myself playing this game. Yeah, it's a great sci-fi RTS game. If you're a fan of Halo or not, if you're just a fan of sci-fi RTS in general, I think you enjoy it. It brings back some memories of Universe at War, actually. So, good game. Yeah, really surprisingly good. And I did this video, last year? Yeah, a year and a half ago. So number 8 is going to be Command & Conquer Red Alert 3 Uprising. This standalone expansion to Red Alert 3 came out in 2009 for PC, of course, developed by Electronic Arts. And I played this a year and a half ago. Yeah, I actually did another video on this back in 2016. But anyways, what I like about Red Alert 3, actually I like that it's a bit more modern looking than the other Red Alerts. The original Red Alert games like Tiberian Sun and Yuri's Revenge are all pretty good games too, and Kane's Wrath. But Red Alert 3 is a little bit more modern looking, relatively speaking, right? It's still an old game, but yeah, Red Alert 3 Uprising is cool. It's got a lot of cool Japanese units here, the faction I'm playing as. So it's got like a psychic Japanese schoolgirl as like a crazy hero unit. So there's a lot of cool units in Red Alert 3. It's definitely got the futuristic sci-fi tech stuff going on, which I really love in RTS games. So yeah, in general, I think it's a pretty cool game. So yeah, Red Alert 3 is going to be my number 8 pick here. Yeah, I had a lot of fun playing this game. So number 7 is going to be Universe at War. This is a game that came out in 2007, developed by Petroglyph Games, published by Sega actually. This is a really cool game. It's got the standard 3 factions. It's a sci-fi RTS. It's got really cool looking units and stuff. Gameplay is actually really fun as well. Yeah, this game was originally out on Steam, but I think they took it away from the Steam store for some reason. Like, this was originally released on Steam, and then they took it away from the Steam store. So right now, there's really no way to play this game. You have to basically, try to download it from that Abandonware site, because it's not been re-released for some reason, and it's a shame because this is one of my favorite RTS games. A lot of cool units that you can play as, a lot of cool factions that you can play as. Yeah, just in general, really cool game. Like, look at this huge walker thing. This is just really cool. Yeah, I mean, it's not StarCraft or anything. I've tried to take a lot of inspiration from StarCraft, but in general, it's a really cool game. I wish that they would re-release it. I don't know why it's taken away from the Steam store, but yeah, I really wish they would re-release this game because it's a really cool and fun game. So yeah, Universe at War is going to be my number 7 pick. So number 6 is going to be Age of Mythology Extended Edition, released in 2014. This is developed by Ensemble Studios. So yeah, this is probably, oh my god. So number 6 is going to be Age of Mythology Extended Edition, released in 2014, developed by Ensemble Studios. I did this video back, 2015? Yeah, 7 years ago. So yeah, this is probably my favorite game of the Age of series. I like it a lot better than Age of Empires, honestly, just because it deals with Greek mythology, which is probably one of my... I just love Greek mythology in general. So just a really cool topic. You can create like hero units and stuff, mythological units, which is really cool. So yeah, I mean, in general, I like Greek mythology, so I guess that's why Age of Mythology really interested me. The fact that you can use like mythological units, and there's really no other RTS games that let you do this, right? You can create like Pegasus, you can create like Chimera, Medusa, Hydra, like, it's really, really cool. So yeah, Age of Mythology is definitely going to be my number 6 pick. Definitely my favorite game out of the Age series. Like, you just created Promethean there, it's really cool.
Kill my AT-AT somehow.
So number 5 is going to be Star Wars Galactic Battlegrounds, which was released in 2001, developed by LucasArts. I did this video a year and a half ago, although I did another version of this video, I think back in 2015. So yeah, I like this a lot better than Empire at War, the other Star Wars RTS game. I think Galactic Battlegrounds is a lot better. So those who are looking for a Star Wars RTS game, I highly recommend Galactic Battlegrounds. I think it's the best one. There's been a few, but yeah, I like this better than Empire at War.
Well, it's a lot more
just gameplay-wise, I like it a lot better, even though the graphics are like a little bit more primitive. But it's still got its charm to it, right? So yeah, 2001. So it has some like of the prequel units as well. You can see some prequel units down there, like the assault, the assault droids, right? Those are from the prequels. And yeah, I mean, Star Wars RTS, right? I mean, Star Wars is just a property that's ideal to create an RTS from. And again, I love sci-fi RTS, so it makes sense that I would love a Star Wars RTS, right? So yeah, just a really fun game. I mean, I like Star Wars, I like sci-fi RTS games, so it's a no-brainer for me to put this one on the list. So yeah, this is my number 5. So number 4 is going to be Warlords Battlecry 3. So this is an RTS game released in 2004 by, what is it, Infinite, yeah. It was developed by Infinite Interactive, and yeah, this is definitely one of my favorite RTS games, because the thing I like about Warlords Battlecry 3, I like all the Warlords Battlecries, but 3 especially, just has so many different races and factions that you can play as, and all of them are pretty unique. All of them have really cool looking units. Like in this game I'm playing as a dinosaur race, so I can create my, like, you know, all those T-Rexes and stuff like that. So it's, but you can play like other races that, you know, have demons and that have like insects, like
you can actually, when you
a lot of different races and factions you can play as in this game, which is all really cool. I remember this game I played with my friend back in the day. My friend actually introduced me to this game, and yeah, had a lot of hours of fun playing it. I mean, just so many different factions and races, and a lot of deep gameplay. I mean, you keep upgrading your main base, right? And then you can like build more units and stuff like that, build a lot of cool units. The Titans, I think, are the most powerful units in this game. It's just really cool to see them. I mean, yeah, just really, really cool units in this game, and a lot of cool races. So, yeah, and the gameplay is also really fun too. So, in general, I love playing this with my friends back in the day. Warlords Battlecry 3, I had to put it on here. Kind of forgotten now. There's no more games in the Warlords Battlecry series anymore, but yeah, it's a little bit forgotten now, but for me, this is definitely one of my favorite RTS games. Yeah, really, really just, especially if you do like 4 players, 8 players, like, yeah, with all different races, like, it's just so, yeah, it's so interesting to see all different races interact with each other. You know, like, attacking with a T-Rex, I mean, does it get more awesome than that? Yeah, Number 3 on my list
really need
is
that.
not a surprise to those of you who know
as long as I didn't
this
remain.
game. Rise of Legends is one of my favorite RTS games like ever. It's just one of my favorite games, period. Released in 2006 by Big Huge Games. It's supposed to be the sequel to Rise of Nations, actually, even though it plays completely different from Rise of Nations. So, yeah, it plays totally different from Rise of Nations. But I actually like this a lot better than Rise of Nations. This really follows like the StarCraft kind of lineage. It takes a lot of inspiration from StarCraft, but it's its own thing as well. You got 3 different races. They're all distinctly different. They're all like sci-fi type of races, I would say. Yeah, I mean, you got one race that's kind of got like alien technology, another race that uses like magical powers, another race that uses like clockwork stuff, kind of like they call themselves Da Vinci because it's like inspired by Da Vinci's like clockwork stuff. All of them are really, really cool and unique, and it's a shame this game never got re-released. So this game was yeah, still you can't find it on Steam. Like it's sad. I mean, you can find Rise of Nations on Steam, but you can't find Rise of Legends. It's not on GOG, it's not on Steam. It's just never been re-released, which is unfortunate. This is probably one of my favorite games, and it's never been re-released, which is an absolute shame. It's a travesty. Like, this is one of my favorite RTS games of all time. It's got two yeah, it's got 2 resources, just like StarCraft. It's got 3 races, just like StarCraft. But it's also distinctly different from StarCraft, right? You see all these like powers and stuff like that. You can use that when you gain like a certain amount of, like if you control like a certain amount of territory, for example, create a certain number of army units. You get to use those. And yeah, the races are all distinctly different. And I love playing this game. I played this a lot with my brother back in the day. So yeah, Rise of Legends. I really wish they would re-release this game. Yeah, it's I don't know why. I mean, they release Rise of Nations. Why not Rise of Legends? It's sad. Definitely one of my favorite RTS games. So yeah, still want to play it today, actually. Just a really, really good game in general. So that's got to be number 3 on this list because the top 2 are kind of obvious, actually, for me. And yes, this video was from 2016, so I played this 6 years ago. But yeah, that's because I really wanted to play this game back then, and basically I had to like download a crack for this game in order to play it. But it was worth it. I mean, Rise of Legends is always worth it. Alright, so number 2 on this list is StarCraft, like the original StarCraft. I know this is the cartoon version, but it's basically just a skin over the original StarCraft. So yeah, this version cartoon came out in 2019. The original StarCraft came out in 1998, developed by Blizzard, of course. Did this video, what, over 2 years ago? Yeah, 2020. Yeah, StarCraft. What can I say? It's a legendary RTS game. Perfectly balanced. You got 3 races. Influenced pretty much every sci-fi RTS game ever. I'm not going to say ever because Dune actually influenced a lot of sci-fi RTS games too, in Total Annihilation. But I'm going to say that StarCraft is a hugely influential RTS game. And one of the greatest, if not the greatest RTS game ever. So, yeah, what can I say about StarCraft that can't be said? It's basically it's classic. Classic, one of my favorite games, one of my favorite RTS games, the national game of South Korea. I mean, what else can I say? It's just a great game. I played hours and hours of this game back in the day with my brother. Played a lot of LAN with this. Yeah, I remember like I was in university, I used to play StarCraft LAN, right, against some of my computer science classmates. Yeah, good times. Yeah, just hook up an ad hoc network and play LAN. And it's, yeah, it's just it's a classic game. It's so well balanced too. So, love StarCraft. I play a lot of custom maps. I made my own custom map for StarCraft as well. So, classic game I played a lot of back in the day. Alright, number 1 is StarCraft 2. Probably not a surprise for those of you who watch my channel. I played a lot of StarCraft 2. This game came out originally in 2010, developed by Blizzard, of course.
Yeah,
I've played numerous StarCraft 2 matches, starting from after I graduated from university. Me and my brother played tons of StarCraft 2, and then me and my friends also played tons of StarCraft 2. I just played hours and hours of this game. It's amazing. I mean, I love the original StarCraft. A lot of people think the original StarCraft is better, but I like StarCraft 2 better. I just play way more of it. Graphics are better and everything. It's got more modern controls and stuff. Yeah, it's got more like it's got more like improved like conveniences basically, and a lot more units as well. And it has a lot of custom maps, just like the original StarCraft. So I play a lot of custom maps as well, especially Marine Arena, Nexus Wars. So yeah, I played a lot of StarCraft 2. When it came out, I played a lot with my friends, and then played a lot with my brother.
We gotta, like,
Especially Marine Arena, I played a lot of that with my brother. And I played a lot of co-op missions with my friends. I played a lot of 3 versus 3s, 4 versus 4s, both versus AI and versus real humans. So yeah, and yeah, it's just new factions, new units. You can like the hybrid units and stuff like that are all really cool. Yeah, it's just it's a game that keeps evolving. They keep adding they added like new heroes and stuff, which had their own units lately. So yeah, this is actually a match I had with my brother. So yeah, I mean they keep adding to this game in the past few years. So still, even though it's a 12-year-old RTS game, but still, I mean I would still play some StarCraft 2. I mean it's still a fun game to play.
It's because it's because they give him power whenever he has allies nearby.
Yeah, you gotta kill the allies.
Yeah, this is a game I have with my brother.
Now they're going back.
But yeah, me and my brother played a lot of this, and me and my friends played a lot of this too. So I play a lot of custom maps with this, a lot of arcades. Really fun game. I usually play Protoss. I mean Protoss, but I remember back in the day I used to like do a lot of techniques, right? Used to learn the warp zealots, void rays. You have to like specifically time the build sequence and everything. Used to get that down to like just like an art, right? Just you got to time everything perfectly. But yeah, really fun game. I used to actually beat very hard AI just like that. I don't know if I could beat the hardest, but I can definitely beat very hard AI. So, anyways, very fun game. StarCraft 2 is my favorite RTS game ever. So that's it, guys. As always, thanks for watching.